What's going on, people? It is the day of another day that we call Thursday. And it would have been said, what's going on, people? I hope everybody's having a productive type of day. Things are going according to plan. As well as, the best that you can do as far as, your life and, your struggles and your dreams that you want to achieve, and don't let no one deter you of your things you want in life and stuff, Now, I want to talk to you about something, and this video is going to go to the left, to the max. So, as a child growing up and stuff, we grow up with our parents and stuff, and, like I said before, you can't really dictate as a child growing up and let your parents know there's something different about you, and, how do I start with this? Okay, I'm going to start here. I'm going to start in the beginning. As a child growing up, before the transition of this person I am now in front of you, as a child growing up, you go to your parents, you let your parents know that there's something different about you, because that's the person you could trust the most, and that if anybody have your back, it would be your parents. So now you share this information as far as, as a new child coming in between 2 and 3 years old, and you're telling your parents there's something different about you, and, you are not what, assigned as you were supposed to be, and you like something that you shouldn't supposed to like, and you are ashamed for telling this story, which I went back to in reference to another story I talked about, and then you learn that you are this way, and the parents tell you that, you're not supposed to be this way, and, boys don't like boys like girls, don't tell me you're gay, you're going to be a girl, you're explaining to them, your parent, because we're not talking about people as far as the world, because we don't know nothing but a parent as far as a child. You're growing up, and the thing about it is that is your God. You don't know nothing about God above. All you know is that person in front of you is the God. That is the person that's your protector. That's the person who you run to for secure and comfort. Now, as this person tells you that, it's an abomination, you're going to burn in hell and stuff like that, and you listen to this feedback and stuff, and, some of us are told that, some of us are tortured, and some of us even spanked, as such a child growing up. So the thing is that you learn that you are taught now that you need to never to share this information with anyone. You need to hold it. You need to be ashamed. You have now been taught to hate who you are. So at some point in your life, you feel as though you hold it in, and you just wait for it to go away, and yet the part of you that you are told to hate is still rising up inside of you, because no matter what anybody says, it's still growing. Now, as you grow older and stuff, these feelings are starting to come through. Now, you're thinking you're hiding it, but as you hide this secret, everyone around you keeps saying, you're a girl, you're gay, you're a fag. And the thing about it is that you don't understand, I'm hiding this secret and hoping no one can tell, but everybody seems to know. Even your parents know what you are. Even your family know what you are. But inside you feel as though, I can hide this. I can hide this. So you suppress it and you hold it in so no one else can see this. But reality is that you are ashamed of who you are because you was taught to hate you. And as many people as I learned when gay guys or some trans tell this story, they don't understand that they are dragging that hate from, they've been told from the Bible that they need to hate this. Well, when I die, I got to pay for my sins and stuff like that. They don't understand that we're all put here on a certain way. We're all sent on a certain path. But we listen to the people that's around us give us information. We start believing it. Because they say that old saying, if you tell somebody something long enough that's negative, they'll start believing it. Either they'll start attacking people, they'll start doing drugs, or they'll start becoming violent, or they just don't care no more. And that's usually when they fall into the homeless division as far as doing drugs and stuff. So now as a child growing up and stuff, you don't understand why still growing, you kind of shy yourself away from women, because the fact of the matter is that you know the secret that you hide inside. And that gay guys and guys kind of pick up on certain things, and the guys who are in that lifestyle will start coming towards you to try to get with you, but you'll push you back away because you know you don't want to be that way. And then at some point in my life, I sat in the bathroom, and I remember being in my 20s and stuff, and I sat in the bathroom and I cried and I asked God, why do you hate me so much? why do you hate me? And all I kept hearing was, it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world, not from God, but from society. And I kept hearing, it's the end of the world, we're all going to die, we're all going to die. And I kept hearing it over and over, men is with men, women is women, the world is about to come to an end. And I heard this over and over and over. And I kept asking God, why do you hate me? Why did you put this thing inside of me that I can't seem to, release? And the people say, well, you got to pray on it. You got to go to church. Ask God to deliver you. Ask God to deliver you. So you go to church and you pray and you ask God to deliver you. And all that strong strength that you had that you used to keep the gay part from coming out, God touched your body and then released all the hate that you used. Now guess what? The gay is sitting full. The gate is sitting full front. That shoe you used to keep the gate away is now released. So now you're just like a kid sitting outside. Anybody can come at you just to attack you. You can't fight back because now it's been released. So now you learn how to be more quiet. So you hold more in. So now you can't share nothing with anyone because now you learn and been taught to hate who you are. So as you grow up as an adult, you learn that you're less than. Listen to other people make comments about you and you don't say anything back because at this point you feel less than human, less than the person that you are. And you take it with you. Now realizing that you're not really knowing mentally what you're doing to yourself. You're mentally destroying the character that you are inside. And as you move forward within life, you stop listening to people, you stop opening up to people, you stop sharing your stories with people because you know what they're going to say. No one really wants to walk through the world and just be told something very bad about themselves. So they start shutting down and they start closing up and they want to be accepted. So you act more masculine. You do everything you could possibly do as far as being accepted. But reality is that you're only fooling yourself. Because reality is that you can only be who you are and that's who you are. Now let me tell you the reason why I'm telling this story. As a child growing up, I used to sing. I used to go a lot of places. I mean, I told you this, and you probably watch me play the keyboards and stuff like that, playing with it. But reality, I used to go around to a lot of different places, and I used to actually win a lot of competitions. And that was before this. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't going to share a lot of things. This is like the week I told you before. I was suffering from a lot of stress, and I said I was just going to talk to you because I didn't want to share any more stories of depression. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to give the title of someone, but there was a famous group that's in Jersey. I can share that much. And this guy who was gay, who knew I didn't want to be gay, he took me, since I want to be with him, a higher up, the ones that's got the power, since I didn't want to be with him, he sent me with an audition with a powerful group that was in Jersey, that was more a famous artist. And by me looking up to him, thinking that he says I didn't want to be with him, he said, okay, but that's not your thing, that's fine. I didn't know he was on a rule of punishing me because I was rejecting him. This is when you're innocent and you really not know exactly how evil the world could be. When you're set out there and you learn that you're rejected by the parents, and you learn you're rejected by society, and you find someone who is gay, you feel as though, since this person's gay, they kind of can help me with my story and won't do certain things to me. I did not know that I made me more of a victim. I did not know that because I felt as though you wouldn't do that to me because you understood my situation. Now, remind you, I didn't really share that story with him as far as me, who I was, but I'm sure he saw through it as well. But he felt rejected. He felt like I didn't want him. So he felt that I needed to be punished. So what he did was he set me up with a singer group, and they kept saying, every time I started singing, they would stop. No, stop. Every time I started, they said, stop. Now, remind you, I'm listening to them and I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong now? I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I don't want competitions all around, so why is this happening? So every time I start singing, so every time they were singing, they would stop me. Now, at this point, when you're young and you're gullible, you don't really understand the mischief of meanness in the world. So what I did was, they said, okay, well, never mind, we can't use you. You just can't sing. And it broke my heart. It broke me down. I started drinking, I started crying, I fell apart. I didn't think I had it. I didn't think I could be the person I wanted to be. I went to my mother and she refused to help me because she didn't like who I was. They said, well, you have children, straight people make gay people, but when you have a person who don't like gay people, like the ones that attack me online, those are like my mothers, the ones who attack me, I'm going to help, those are like my mother. And the simple fact of the matter is that you keep saying, God, keep your hand on my head. because there could be a massacre within the things that you live inside. That it's not in your heart to have to hit in a range that other people have. Sure, you defend yourself, sure, you'll fight back, because after a certain many times of being hit on, you fight back. And let me talk about the fighting back part. You know, the reason why I learned how to fight is because I had a little brother. My little brother died when he was 4 years old. Now, once my little brother died, I lost my mother as well. Once again, when I say that, that means that when my brother died, my mother said her life was over, and she made herself a promise that she would never love another child again. And I watched the family members tell her, you can't say that, you're another child. But I guess I wasn't the one that she really wanted, so she left when he left. So watching this and watching this woman's experiences and trying to understand with the compassion of your heart and trying to understand why she's saying that, why is this happening to her, why did this happen to her, why I needed to be there for her at her weakest moment in life. So I was still there for her, knowing that she didn't have no type of compassion, you know, when it came down to me. But still, that's another story, and I could go deeper into that, but I'm not going to go that further into that. You know, so as a child, you grow up and stuff, and you start moving forward in life, and you're trying to fit in, and you go on. I went to school, or I started working inside of offices, and you know, because I was tormented enough from the woman who birthed me, because I was not what she wanted. She kept saying this comment to me, and I could never understand, you know, why would she keep saying this shit? You just want to be me. You just want to be me. And I was like, I don't want to be you. And that's the same comments I hear from females, you know, online. They say, you just want to be me. I said, wow, my goodness. So in other words, you're letting me know that she knew all the time. It's amazing how you walk the life and stuff. You never really know who knows everything about you. And the only person that really don't know is you. Anyway, that being said, so as I moved through in life and stuff, when I found people who were hurt, or I found people who was abandoned, if I found people who was thrown away, I always went by them. Like, in other words, the homeless person, the person who gave up on life, the person who was, you know, distraught, the woman who's battered, or the guy who gave up, or the guy who's, you know, I always went that way, and I always try to be there for them and try to help them and stuff. And my reward has not been successful, because I watch the same as I have helped turn against me. And that's why I always say to you, for the people that I help in life, and they talk about karma, if the people I help in life, if there was such thing as karma, I should never be to the situation I'm in now, or I should have never been put in the situation I've been in now. So I really don't believe in karma. But I listen when people say, well, bad things happen to good people. Well, that just doesn't make sense to me. You know, so I'm not going to debate that, because I always said one thing in life: if I argue with you, that means I want to be right. I'm not going to do that. So what I did was I started, you know, putting up blogs and stuff, and, you know, I got betrayed because I tried to help people and I was gullible, and I didn't know I was gullible, because a lot of times when you lead with your heart, you don't know how much of a target you are. People examine you to see what kind of person you are, but you don't know you're being examined. They ask you to do certain things and they go, oh, you did it for me. I wouldn't do it for you, but you did it for me. So then, you know, you start doing even more things, but you don't know them, because that's not in your heart. If your heart is pure and good, that's what you try to do as far as share to other people. Will your reward be that way? No, many times it will not be successful. Now, as this kind of person I was once upon a time, I started still trying to believe and still trying to help, and I've been betrayed, and I could go into deeper things, but I'm not going to share it with you as well. But I had to deal with something that I didn't have ever dealt with before, that I didn't really realize until now. I learned that when people hurt me and say things to me, I would never say nothing back. I would just stand up there like this. And as mouthy as I am, and the simple fact of it is I know how to fight, and I can fight very well because I've been in so many fights. I can fight where it's not like I'm a punk or anything, but I would just freeze and I would just stop. And I would just listen to what they were saying, and I would just freeze. And most people are like, well, that's not legal. Why don't you say something back? I've had females, why don't you say something back? And this is beforehand. Why don't you say something back? Say something back. Say something. I would like, I just wouldn't say nothing. And it wasn't as if I couldn't put my hands on them, I mean, really give them a thorough ass whooping. I would just sit in just like this. It would take me back to that child, as a child, listen to my mother, listen to the negative things, and it would just flash back, and I would just hear it all over. And instead of me reacting to the person, I would just stop. It was like I heard this before. And instead of me reacting to the person, I would just stand there like this. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I learned that as I've been doing these videos and stuff, and I can't help everybody. And of course, a lot of this stuff, when the people get murdered and killed, it bothers me because at a certain point in my life, I feel like I failed. That's what sometimes you're like, you take too much, because I feel like I failed. Like I should have been there, I should have did this, I should have did that. And I have to learn to release that. That's what I'm saying. I cannot do those videos right now because mentally I can't deal with it. Now I'm going to tell you what's going on in my life now. And I'm going to tell you something. Now, I know what the men do, not get that, they dog you. You know, men is only going to do what you allow, which is very true. And like I said before, it hurts me more when a transgender woman hurts me. It hurts more because I understand your situation, and I hope you will understand mine and just say, you know what, I can agree to disagree and just let it be. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't trust transgender women. And I'm going to give it to you raw. And if I hurt anybody, I get over it. I do not trust you transgender women. I do not. And I'm not going to say everyone, but I mean everyone. I'm not going to say, I don't hate you. That's not my thing because that's not in me. But I don't trust you. And I'm going to tell you why. And I think I told you this before. I'm going to tell you why. You remember I tell you stories about how the trans woman gets murdered and another man killed her, or I do stories about, oh, the guy knew and he killed her. Well, I have 2 trans women who tried to take care of me. And remind you, I'm going to tell you why. And I think I told you before in a video, but I don't know if you remember. One girl, I said she had got work done. Now remind you, this is a funny thing. This is how life is. This girl had got work done. She said, baby, look, I got some work done on my breast. And I said, okay, so be careful because I heard that the girl is giving, you know, something within the silicone. So she was like, oh, you jealous bitch, da 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 da. She became so upset with me. She became belligerent with me. I said, you're my sister. I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm going to walk away. So I walked away, and she coming down the street and everything, and, you know, she's like, this motherfucker, and, you know, people turn around because they can't understand why, you know, she's screaming and stuff at me, and I'm going, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. You know, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I could have stayed home. This is not what I come out here for. I'm not about this life. I don't want this. You know, I thought I was doing a good thing, but clearly I did something bad, so I should have kept my mouth closed, which I've learned to do, but today I won't. So I walked on and everything, and she comes and she's screaming and stuff, and then she's like, you know, you fucking jealous bitch, that's what the fuck you are. I'm like, jealous of what? I'm not jealous of you. Your story is, I'm not jealous of you. You know, you're a fucking, anyway, I'm not jealous of you. So she's like, you are jealous of me. So she reaches in her bag and she pulls out a switchblade. She was like, what you say now, motherfucker? What you say now? This is a transgender woman. This is not a gay man. This is not a cross. This is a transgender woman. She dipped in her bag and pulled out a knife to cut me up. Because I was doing something as far as protecting her and looking out for her because I heard something was wrong within the silicone that girls was pumping. Now, I should have kept my mouth closed. So what happened was, she pulled out a blade and stuff, and she's like, now what? Say something now. So I went in my bag and I pulled out something, and she says, oh, well, you know what, sister? We don't need to go here with each other. You know, I always loved you. Now you love me. Because you thought I came out the house alone. You know, and the thing about it was, it devastated me. And it started me to start departing away from the girls. It started making me look at them it started making me look at the girls a little bit more different. But being the person I am, I said, you know what? That's just one person I could do it. Then all of a sudden she went and got the cops on me. The cops went and came and it was like, you know, but they didn't bother me. They came and they told me what the situation was. They said, oh, we know all about you. The cops knew my name, knew everything about me. Now remind you, I know a lot of girls think that, oh, you must have been working a stroll. No, I was not on no stroll. I actually went to school. I actually did go to school. And I'm not going to go into all that either. But I was working inside offices, and I'm not going to go into that either, because I knew what people thought. And as long as I knew what people thought, I let them think it. But my whole thing was, you know, I couldn't understand why is all this coming from. All the cops just knew who I was. Because she went and made a threat on me, because what I had said to her about, now remind this girl who's saying all this stuff about that, now, I heard about the girl, you remember I said about, you know, about the girl doing work with her? It was a trans woman. And this, you know, rumor came out that the trans woman killed somebody. She killed them. So guess what the trans woman did? She went back to being a boy. She changed a whole lot of identity and went back to being a boy. I'm not going to go into that, but many people who know about it knows what I'm talking about. So here it is. I'm trying to look out for you from the girl who you trying to defend, who actually killed somebody and went back to being a boy. But that's okay. So I don't share that story. Like girls would ask me, and say, well, you know, Raven, what do you? I can't help you. I'm not going to have that in my conscience. And that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why. Another girl came inside the establishment I worked at, and I told her that you were too young. When you are in a black establishment, which is a tavern or a bar, the cops are always trying to shut you down, especially when it's black owned and, you know, too many black faces. They want the establishment shut down. And I saw her, I said, you're underage, you can't be in here. She came upset and stuff like that. So by me letting her know she couldn't be inside, she kept sneaking back and said, listen, you can't do this. You know, you're about to put me out of a job. You can't do this. But she kept coming. I stopped her. I told her, I said, go let her back in here. So she got upset with me. So what she did was she went and got two guys to try to take care of me. So as I'm on my way home from work, and she said, Raven, I want to talk to you. I think I told you about this story before. I came over to her and said, what's up? And these two guys jumped out on me. Now remind you, I needed to be punished because I tried to save a girl from silicone death. And I need to be punished because they're trying to shut down my job from where I'm working, which they shut it down now. I needed to be punished for these reasons by transgender women. And we're talking about transgender women, my sisters. Now, of course we're under retaliation because after a certain period of time attacking me, I'm going to get you back. And I always try to fight that side of me because I know it's there. Let me tell you something. I have done videos and stuff and tried helping transgender women, and I do not give up my phone anymore because I've learned the hard way. I try to be there for them and, you know, try to talk to them and, you know, work through the battles and stuff I've been hung up on. I'm sure I've been talked about like a dog. And no one knows my story because I don't really tell them. I said, you know what, that's where you're at in life. You know, I've never had a girl call me up and say, well, girl, so-and-so said this or so-and-so said in bad lies. They never do that to me. You know, even though I can treat them with kindness, they won't share me of the room with anything that's going around about me. They don't share it. And to be honest with you, I don't care. But I'm going to tell you something, I stopped giving her my number. And I've been hung up on because I didn't want to, because the person felt this though, and I know you're going to hear this, but I really don't care. The person felt this though, if they told me that they would click over, I would hang up. Now, I'm on the phone with people at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know too many transgender women that does that. Let's take their left out there, waking up out the bed just to make sure this girl is okay. But I'm doing it. And remind you, this is for free. This is from my heart because I want you to live. And my reward was fierce. So then as that happened, I said, okay, I'm going to leave you alone. Then the other girl tells me some other things about how transgender do trick the men, how they do trick them and they don't tell them. And I'm saying to myself, so y'all really don't tell guys? It was like, no. So now all this time I'm thinking the girls be telling them. And I found that they really don't. And I'm listening to situations and stuff where I'm looking like a damn fool. So when I do these stories and stuff and say, well, he knew, and I'm listening, and my mind is picturing all these people telling me that the guys didn't know. I'm saying, well, bitch, you're a hypocrite because you're fucking lying right in front of the camera. And I said, I won't even tell the whole story. Because in the back of my mind, I remember the information that was fed to me from the girls who are living. And I'm watching other girls that this girl really telling this, and I'm reporting the story saying, we need to feel sorry for this girl. And I do not mean that the girl needs to be murdered. But then what was her story? Was her story like the many girls that told me their story? But I'm sharing this story with you, saying, girl, they knew. And I'm with the other girl saying, no, girl, they didn't know. I done went all the way to his house. I done went to the club with him. I had a guy to tell me that two of them got inside his boy's car. And these are gangster guys. Got in his car. And if he didn't know me, they was going to kill these two girls. He said, I'm going to tell you something, Raven. You saved two girls tonight. He said, because if I didn't know you and you wasn't so cool and funny, we was going to kill these bitches. No, he didn't. He said, He said, they was going to kill them. He said, but I talked them out of it. He said, because they caught on to them. He said, but by me knowing you, I was like, yo, don't do that. I talked them out of it. But you know what the funny thing about it is? Once again, today, and that's why I'm doing this here, I've been accused of making videos about transgender women, and I'm always talking about them like a dog. Now, if you ever noticed my stories and stuff, I've never been that in deep when it comes down to transgender women. I've had people accuse me of so many different things, and I have to watch other transgender women that say they can't stand transgender women. And these are other transgender women. I watch other transgender women saying that some of y'all need to be killed. I watch other trans women say some of y'all need to have your asses stomped in the ground so y'all can wake the fuck up. And I'm sitting going, wow. Now, I don't share this information with you. I'm in shock once again. I get quiet. But you know what I'm learning, that I learned today? I'm going to step back. I'm stepping back. I already put them on kick because I don't think upon them, but you know what? You win. I'm stepping back. I'll do the videos and stuff. You want to watch, you don't, you don't. I don't tell you watch and share, watch and like, press the like button, share it with your friends. I don't tell you that. I don't tell you that. If you come, if you don't. I don't do that to y'all. My whole goal was I got to save my people. I got to keep them living. And they come to kill me instead and start emotionally drain me. Make me feel like everything I'm doing is just like I was told, oh, you're in your feelings. You're in your feelings when you stand up and say, you're not right for what you're saying. You're in your feelings when you don't allow somebody to hurt you. Oh, you're in your feelings. You're in your feelings. But everything they say to you that hurts you, it's okay. When you say something bad, oh, you're in your feelings. Well, as you see with my shirt, I'm going to keep on shining. I'm going to stay in my feelings. And I'm going to keep moving forward in my feelings. And I'm going to keep blocking transgender women in my feelings. Because I'm not here for you. If anybody wants to listen, listen. If you don't want to listen, just don't listen. Do I hate transgender women? Hell no. Well, do I see a part of me? Hell yeah. But everybody ain't going to rock with you. Everybody's not going to rock with me. And I had to learn that. Some of the girls, I love them for life. Some of the girls, I watched them. And some of the girls watch me. Because it's like my story is their story. They don't trust me either. They're like, okay, bitch, this is what you're saying, but what you're not saying. And that's where we're at in life when it comes to our transgender sisters. A lot of us don't even trust each other. But I don't come after them. I don't. But I do watch you. I know what the men gonna do, and I know what the women gonna do, but I watch you more, because I watch what they done. I watched them watch me have a boyfriend. I watched them come after him secretly to get him from me, and they got him. So then I sit before you and I'm jaded, and they go, oh girl, it's okay. I watch girls call me down to clubs to work their parties for them, and it was just a trick. This is transgender women. My sisters. So I'm good, sisters. And I'm going to learn to much more, like I said before. For those who come will come, and for those who don't, please don't. I'm watching you. I watch you. Because like a sleeping dog has woke up, honey, I see you. I see you. I see you.